I'm really excited to have one of our speakers joining me today, Shawn LaRocco. He is in a new role at 626, which I'm going to let him tell us about. And he's also sitting on a panel of, I think, one of a really exciting topic. It's about accelerating speed to value. And everybody is looking for the secret sauce to getting more value out of our tech stacks. How do you do that, et cetera. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and tease the panel subject matter, and hopefully it'll entice you all to come to Field Service Palm Springs. So Shawn, welcome. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about your role. You've been at 626 now almost a year, I think, right?
Well, it feels like a year. It's been about 6 months. I joined 626 back in September of 24, and coming out of an OEM, and so I'm the Chief Services Officer here at the 626 organization. We're an independent service organization, so we are what we'd call multi-vendor business in the diagnostic imaging world. So we work on all MR, CT, X-ray, ultrasound, all the heavy iron, the light iron, the injectors that go with the MRCTs and X-rays as well. And so 30 years in the industry. I worked at GE Healthcare, where I was also in diagnostic imaging. And so here at 626, we work on Philips, Siemens, GE, Hologic, the whole smorgasbord of OEMs that are in the diagnostic imaging world. So.
Yeah. Well, great. Well, you're also on my advisory board. I value your insights and your support so much. So this panel that you joined, accelerating speed to value, no matter if you're building, you're buying, or you're doing a hybrid type approach, it's really an important subject. Everybody wants to get more value faster, right? To get those projects approved. Tell us why the subject matter appealed to you and why you chose this as a panel to participate on.
I think value or acceleration to value it's been a topic that I've been involved in probably in the 30 years I've been doing this role or in the service business. And service moves so fast that the race to get to your ROI has always been that's your end game, right? You commit to an ROI. Here's the project I want to run. How quickly can you get there? And back 25, 30 years ago, it was a kind of a crawl, walk, run type of pace, right? And I think the executive teams were always eager to get the value, but they also knew that it took a lot of work in the beginning to get to where you had to be to provide the output. Today, things move a lot faster. We're in a whole different world. Technology is changing by the minute, it feels. There's always another platform on the market. There's always another solution. And so today, when you put an ROI in front of people, it's more around, how quickly are you going to be able to deliver this? How quickly can you implement? And the patience level, I think, to recognize or identify that ROI is much shorter. So the way that you think about it, the way that you attack it is very different than it was in the past. And it continues to change, and I can go back 5 years and compare it to today. And that way of approaching technology and the way of approaching implementation and identifying or getting to the value continues to evolve as well.
And is there a formula for when you should be receiving that value and that ROI? So what are, as a C-level, C-suite executive, what do you look for?
I look at the level of effort in the overall implementation of the platform, right? So, a lot of companies still today look at build versus buy. I've been doing technology implementations for at least 15 years now, and leading the charge in that, especially within the services business. And you need to look at it with a few different lenses. And I always look at it from level of effort, synergistic relationship across my other platforms, right? So you need to look at your technology very holistically. And if I say I need to achieve a greater level of efficiencies within my organization, I want to recognize an improvement in mean time to repair. I want to shrink, or lessen my overtime. I want to get first time fix increases. whatever KPIs you're measuring and whatever impact that you're looking to drive. And typically there's a bottom line savings to it, right? Everything that we do in operations, especially from a lean or efficiency perspective, is driving a bottom line health, right, or bottom line savings. And so how quickly can I recognize that savings? And I'm in a private equity business now. And so when you're in private equity, it's all about EBIT, and it's about how quickly can you get to the results that the PE firms are looking for. So I don't have a year, right? I have to implement fast. I need to do it in a way that's synergistic with my other platforms. I have to try to do as much out of box as I possibly can with as little customization or configuration as I can. I don't want to worry about sustainability and maintenance on the platform. So for me, and where I am, I need to look at, okay, I need an out-of-box solution. I need one that's going to be, again, aligned with my tech stack, right? And making sure that I have the ability to pivot and be nimble in achieving my goals and deliver quickly. And so working for a smaller company, I have that ability to be nimble and very agile in my approach, as well as iterative. So I can take a chunk or a piece of the elephant, and I build my ROI to what that piece would look like versus the big pie.
Mm.
And I can quickly implement an iterative solution that I can prove concept, recognize an improvement to my financials, and impact my KPIs within months. That then I can prove that, once I can prove that concept to the CEO and to the board, I can then now take that and continue to iteratively grow it and evolve it. So I'm looking at months versus years, and that's where I stand.
Right. I think that's probably true for a lot of people these days, right? Because and technology is just moving so quickly. We have to move as quickly as technology if we can, right?
Right.
So yesterday we had the luxury before this call to have a panel prep call. So we got a sense of what the group is thinking, and we shared some of our points of view. What do you think attendees can expect to hear and learn from the panel prep call based on what you heard yesterday?
There was a really good discussion, a lot of different perspectives that I think we're all aligned. I think I look at it, and it seemed to be agreed upon amongst the group, is really, first, the three-legged stool, right? You're not implementing technology to try to fix people and process. The three-legged stool is people, process, technology. Making sure you got the right people in the right place, doing the right job. You've got the most iterative and most advanced processes in place to deliver the results you're looking for. And then the technology that tacks onto that to enhance and enable the processes that allows the people to be successful in their roles, right? If you're flipping that around and you're putting the technology first, then you're probably going to fail at the total implementation, or you fail at seeing the total results. The other thing that came out of this, which is really critical, is what is your implementation plan? What does that look like? And then identifying what success looks like. So the criticality around implementation is paramount to the overall adoption of what it is you're implementing. So who are you involving in the platform? Who are you getting voice of customer from? Ensuring that you have the right people involved. That then becomes and creates the ambassadors for the change management that's going to be required to implement that technology. And then how are you going to measure and then sustain that technology in your organization? And so I think that's what you'll start to hear in this platform is experiences that other people have had.
Yeah.
What approaches that have been taken and how they have successfully implemented and even pitfalls to watch out for through their experiences.
Yeah, I thought what you said something really prescient yesterday about, if your processes and your people are not functional or broken, technology is not going to help, right? You have to make
There's no
sure you
magic
have
bullet.
those things first. And
Exactly.
it's so true, so fundamental, but so real,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So I know
Right.
you've been to Palm Springs, Field Service Palm Springs, many times, but maybe you can give the audience listening a little bit of insights into your experience there, why you go to Palm Springs of all the other events that we do, and what your experience in the past has been there. And of course, you're also on my advisory board, so
Right. A little bias.
a little biased.
But no, and throughout the years and just being in this industry for such a long time, it's a small world, and it's first off, it's wonderful to be able to go to one place and see your colleagues from many different industries, relationships that you've built. Um, it's refreshing in my experiences over the course of the years to identify that just because I'm in the medical device industry and have always been in medical device, I can have very similar conversations with the leader that services John Deere or, a power company or, so the obstacles we face, the initiatives we're driving, the outcomes we're looking to do is really agnostic to the industry that people are in. So it's has a high value to build relationships and have discussions with service leaders across many different industries because sometimes you get ideas from an industrial industry that are very applicable to med device and vice versa. There's things that I could be doing that other industries can learn from, and I know I learn a ton. So it's a great learning experience. It's a great platform, great people that attend. You'll build forever lasting relationships with many different people across many industries, many companies. It's a great networking event. And again, I'll repeat, long-lasting relationships, right? There's people that you'll see every year that it's a joy to see them yet again. And we talk to each other over the course of the year, sharing information, and it's a nice event. So certainly looking forward to seeing everybody.
I think, there's other sectors I work in this, the field service industry they share so much and they want to help each other. It's really a really great community, I think.
I agree.
Very giving.
Yeah, it is. We're servant leaders.
It shows. So if is there, given what's on your plate right now, is there one pearl that you're kind of going to Palm Springs looking for, hoping to come home with? What would that be?
The one thing I always like is we're all after the same thing, and a lot of the conversations are very synergistic in the sense of challenges that we're facing. AI for the past 2 years has become a pretty big nugget that we're all diving into. I'm currently now in the midst of kicking off an AI project for field service efficiencies, and so looking forward to seeing some of potentially the partners that we've joined up with there, but also listening to some other service leaders that have been or are in the midst of looking and implementing AI within their service business, because I'd like to just see how that's been going, the results that they're witnessing from the implementation, maybe some pitfalls or things that went very well. Just so that as I'm implementing, I'll have some nuggets that are watch outs in my own mind, right? So that I can either navigate around them or make sure that I don't miss them when we do the implementation.
All right, outstanding. Well, I know there's going to be a lot on AI, a lot in the expo. We also have the AI lab on day 3 to answer a lot of people's questions if they want to meet with experts or industry experts, to both service leaders as well as technology leaders. So yeah, so a lot to look forward to. So Shawn LaRocco, thank you so much for doing this, for being one of our speakers, and of course, serving on our advisory board. I appreciate your time. I know how busy you are, so thanks so much.
My pleasure, Marie. Thank you.
Thanks.